I keep getting comments like this one, and I wanted to take the time to address it. So I couldn't call the wife, and it's not because he was married, but it was because of the military. And everybody is saying I could have asked my superior. Why would I ask my superior, is this man married, when he's also my superior and we were never supposed to be talking in the first place? So basically his story was, at the time he was saying it was his ex-wife, but Nika wanted to get us in trouble with the ship. Do you get what I'm saying? So she basically wanted to get us in trouble with the ship, so she was going to say that me and him were talking when we weren't supposed to be, which was true. He never said that Nika wanted to get us in trouble because she was his wife. It was another comment, I can't really find it, but the woman said, how did I know about interest, but I didn't know about credit? I knew about interest because before you take out the loan, you have to read something and sign it with your bank. I don't know if you're a grown woman or a kid or if you ever took out a loan, but that is the truth. And people keep saying this story is made up. This story is not made up. This is a true story. I don't know why people think it's made up. Why would I make up? How would I even be able to make up all these details and lies and people? That doesn't make sense. Another question I keep getting is this our daughter? Yes, this is our daughter. Her name is Marley. She's 5 months and she's just the love of my life, y'all. She's the sweetest. She's sick. We both are, so yeah. And people keep asking, why did you believe this and stuff? I've already explained. He showed me divorce papers. So how would I not believe it? You get what I'm saying? I'm also getting a lot of questions about the wife and stuff like that. If y'all wanted to know about the wife, y'all would honestly have to ask her, and whenever she's ready to put out her story, I don't want to speak for her because that's not my place. So yeah. Thank you to everybody that's been listening though. I really appreciate it. Some of y'all are really so sweet and understand where I'm coming from. And to the haters, it is what it is. This is for my healing and my healing journey, and that's another reason I took me a little break, because it was negativity and I don't deal with negativity well. Another thing I want to say is what God has for you is for you, and nobody will be able to take it, get it from you or anything like that. And that's one thing I had to learn in this situation. I'm listening to how slow a person decided to be. You can't be with the superior officer either, but she managed, so surely it could be looked up by. Hold on right quick, let me reread this again. I'm not really sure what you were trying to say, but I'm pretty sure you're not in the military. But so if you could in the comments put down how I could have looked this up, and I'm genuinely asking, I would be more than glad to look up my next man, name or whatever, to see if he is, because I really want to know how. I keep hearing about it and I don't know how. I don't know what you're saying, commit to be with an officer and whatever. I'm pretty sure you're not in the military, and that's why you kind of sounding how you sounding right now. It's not really adding up, babes. I understand what you're trying to do, but you're not doing it. I understand you're trying to get a point across, but it's not coming across. So if you're going to type something, type it right. If you're going to say something and try to make a point, make the point right, baby. You can't try to make a point and then mistype stuff, and then I don't even know what you're saying. So just let me know what you're trying to say. Type it nice and slow. Type the steps to look it up. And then, let me know. Matter of fact, how about you go find it and send it to me? Because I already explained it. He showed me divorce papers. Now, they were fake, but they were papers. Did I know they were fake? No. So if you're going to type something, type it right so I can understand what you want to say to me. Okay, welcome to part 6. Don't mind my hair and my voice because I am very, very sick. I wanted to fast forward to me getting pregnant. So I want to say a couple months before I got pregnant, he was like really asking me to have a baby. He was begging me to get pregnant, and I was like, no, let's wait till I'm like 25 or 26. I'm too young right now. And at this time, I'm 20 years old. So he's just telling me, as I'm telling him, no, I want to wait. He's telling me, like, his daughter really wants a sibling, and, you know, she doesn't, like, have nobody at the house with her. He was portraying to me to be a single father. So he was just telling me it was just him and her at the house. And by this time, he had moved out of my house. So him and his daughter was living at their house, supposedly, by themselves. So I eventually end up getting pregnant just off the strength of him constantly begging and stuff like that. So I just ended up getting pregnant. At first, he was very excited. He was so happy and, like, was just happy to be having another baby because he had told me this is what his daughter really wanted. Maybe like a couple weeks later, he started changing, like, oh no, you can't keep the baby. Like, you can't keep the baby. We got to go to the clinic and all this other stuff. So keep in mind, you know, I was contemplating it. I'm not going to lie, I was contemplating it, but I was just like, okay, you know, maybe this isn't the right time, because I also had said it wasn't the right time before I had even got pregnant. So he's steady going back and forth with he wants the baby, he doesn't want the baby. Be mindful, at this time, he also had my car. So he was still driving my car. So it comes time to where he was like, you want your car back? And I'm like, yes. So he finally gets me my car back, and, you know, I'm still pregnant at this time, and I get to drive in my car, and my brakes not working. So as I see the brakes isn't working, I'm just calling him, like, you know, I have to end up putting on, like, my little emergency brakes and, like, getting a mechanic to tow it to the shop or whatever. I was calling. He was not answering that phone. He would not pick up for me. So when I tell the mechanic what happened, and I'm describing what happened, because at this time I did not know my brakes weren't working. Like, of course I was pushing down on my brakes and they weren't working, but I'm no mechanic. I'm just a girl. So again, I'm just like, something's wrong with my car, and my car isn't stopping. So the mechanic ends up going under the hood. I end up going home until the mechanic got done, and he called my phone. He was like, somebody cut your brakes. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, who would cut my brakes? I was like, are you sure that it's a cut? Because I was like, are you sure that it just didn't break? Which I had known that it didn't break, because I had just got my car, like, I forgot the word for it, but, like, basically got my car and looked at it, and everything was fine. And he was like, no, somebody cut your brake line. So I was calling him that whole day, and he didn't end up answering tonight. He was like, what's going on? And I'm just like, somebody cut my brake line or whatever. And I'm kind of just going off on him a little bit, because I'm just like, what is going on? Why is my brake line cut? And I'm thinking maybe it was another woman was in my car and got mad at him and cut my brakes. If y'all hear any noise, that's my baby, just a disclaimer. So we're at the part where my brake line is cut. I have yet to go to the doctor as well. Like, I was not going to the doctor, and it was just because I was such in bad spirit. Like, everything was just weighing on me. I was going through stuff with trying to see if he was married. It was also other women. He was talking to other women while I was pregnant. So I had not even been to the doctor yet. And this also comes into play later. So another thing is, I would always drop him off at home. And at this time, when I dropped him off at home, I was pregnant. And when I was pregnant, I was sick the whole time, again, because I was not getting any medical, assistance. So I was very sick. And when I'm dropping him at home, I had to throw up so bad, y'all. Like, when I said it was so bad, and I had just finished eating some Wendy's, and I was trying to get out the car and throw up, and he grabs me aggressively by my arm, was like, no, don't get out the car, throw up in this bag. And I'm like, wait, why? Like, I gotta throw up. I don't want to throw up in my car. I don't want my car smelling like throw up. And he was just like, no, throw up in this bag. I'm gonna throw the bag away. I'm gonna take the bag and throw it away. Throw up in this bag. And that was so weird to me, because I was just like, why do he want me to throw up in the bag? I've dropped him off at home plenty of times. Granted, I've never got out, but I've dropped you off at home several times. Why do you want me to throw up in this bag all of a sudden? Lo and darn behold, y'all. Lo and darn behold. Though my wife lived there. But honestly, I'm getting too far ahead of myself, so give me a minute. So as my pregnancy continues, me and him are still on the ship together. We're still on the ship together. Me and him eventually ends up getting caught up, and, we get in some trouble. Since everybody was asking that, yes, I did get in trouble already. And this is the time where I was like, forget it. I'm finna go to the hospital. I'm already caught up. I'm about to see what's going on with me and this baby. So I finally go to the hospital, and they told me, like, you're 22 weeks. And I'm just like, dang, like, I'm so far along. And they was like, do you want to keep it or whatever? And I was like, I'm going to get back to you. So I finally told him, did he want to keep it? And his final answer was no. So with his final answer being no, and I was 22 weeks, we go and get an estimate for how much would it cost to get a, I don't know if I can say that word. And the people were like $1,500, and that was just the estimate. It could have been more depending on what they wanted, because I was so far along in my pregnancy. Again, I was 22 weeks, about to be 23 weeks. And I'm just telling him, like, I don't have the funds to afford that. If you can afford it, we can do it, but I just don't have that money. So, if you can pay for it. And he kept saying, I'm going to get the money, I'm going to pay for it. And he never ends up getting the money. But at this time, he's supposedly making $100K every Wednesday, which I just didn't understand why he just didn't pay the money. But come back for part 7, because I'm going to go more into detail about what happened. Hey, friend, girl. I've been sick. My baby been sick. So, girl, I'm sorry, but I'm back. If y'all hear anything, that is definitely Marley. She is so freaking loud. So, hey, baby. But let me put out a couple disclaimers. The negative comments really don't get to me. But what really irks my nerves is that my baby daddy's concubines is coming to my page as if I didn't say he has a wife. Baby, I'm nobody to speak to. Go speak to management. That would be the wife. And y'all gonna get blocked, because I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with a man, girlfriends, when he already got 3 kids, about 3 different women, and a wife. For what? But, that was it. Where we left off at was me being pregnant. So basically, after he cut the brakes, me and him, this is the time where we kind of started really falling off. Like, I basically started to lose feelings. I really had already started to lose feelings once I had found out I was pregnant. And I don't know if it was just like a snap in me, but it was just like, I can't raise no baby with this man. And he would try to, like, make up for things. Like, he would be so mean and hateful to me. And then he would want to come with, like, some flowers or a little bit of money when he already owed me well over $7,000 plus. Because, again, the money that when he breaks my car, the money that he took from me to get my car fixed, he never even got the car fixed. He would also always be talking to other women when I was pregnant. I kept catching him talking to women, and, it was just too much. So, yeah, I just ended up kind of losing feelings. We weren't really talking. I went to every doctor's appointment alone, girl. It was just crazy. And another thing is, I know a lot of y'all say what y'all would have done in this situation, but y'all just don't understand what I had been through. I was away from my family, and that was kind of my only friend. I had lost all my friends by being with him. I would be arguing with my friends and stuff, so that was kind of my only friend. That's the person I talk to every day. So if I didn't talk to him, then who would I be talking to? And the thing is, my relationship with God was also not where I wanted it to be at the time. And that's when I started building my relationship with God, I was kind of able to detach from him. So let's kick it back into the story. I ended up moving away. And at this time, I had started getting close with his sister. We're going to call his sister Gorilla. So me and Gorilla would be talking on the phone every day. We would be chatting. She would be inviting me on trips with their family. Like, we having family trips, and she would always invite me. I never end up going because my intuition was telling me not to go. One day, me and Gorilla is on the phone talking, and something prompted me to start asking her questions. So I was like, Gorilla, do Tyrone have these stores? Gorilla was like, no, girl, he ain't got no stores. So I was like, Gorilla, do Tyrone have these sort of cars? She was like, no, he never owned them cars. And so I'm like, Gorilla, is Tyrone married? And she was like, yeah, he's married. So I'm like, Gorilla, why you didn't tell me? And she was like, girl, don't tell him I told you. I really don't want him to know I told you. But yeah, he's married and stuff like that.
So I'm like, okay, dang, like me and Gorilla, we cool at this time. I'm trying to hatch up a plan to bring this to his attention. And I just, like, a couple days had went by, and from my knowledge, his wife, Nika, ended up getting a text. I will have her come and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but she ended up getting a text saying, like, your man is having a baby boo or something like that. She showed me the text, so I know she got this text message. I did not text her. Let me put that in there. I did not text her. We don't know for sure who texted her, but I do believe that it was Gorilla. The reason I believe that it was Gorilla is because her and Tyrone, which is my baby daddy, have such a love-hate relationship, and they talk bad about each other, and they cool one minute and they not cool the next, and they tell each other business. And I feel like Gorilla just wanted to get this off her chest and let the wife know that I was pregnant. I still haven't brought this to his attention that Gorilla told me about him basically having a fake life, about him not having stores, him not having a water company, him not having these cars, him not having none of the stuff that he told me about, and basically him having a wife, which was one of the biggest things. So that day, I think the day that she got texted, me and her ended up getting into it on Facebook. I don't remember how, but I will go back and tell the story once me and her talk about it. Once we got into it on Facebook, it ended up getting to the point where she was like, text me, and then I replied back on Facebook, was like, I can't text you, you got my number blocked. And then she replied and was like, no, I believe she texted me at that time. I think this was Cinco de Mayo, actually. So this was Cinco de Mayo or the day before Cinco de Mayo. And me and her sat on the phone for about 4 hours, I believe. And we're basically comparing notes and, like, we're doing all of that. And she ended up telling me she was going to call me when she got home to basically show me that they were living together. I don't know if I put that in there, but they were living together, although he lied and said, he was a single father. So when she FaceTimed me and walked in that house, why was Tyrone laying on that couch? I could about jump through that phone and start wearing him out. I'm telling you. This video is getting too long, but I'm definitely going to come back right after this. Let's get into part 9. So, where I left off at was she walked in the house and he was laying on the couch. I didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. From my knowledge, she went up to her room, or, the room in the house. And that whole night, I was so sick to my stomach. And I already told you I was sick while I was pregnant. But I could not get no sleep. I was sick to my stomach. And I had to go to work tomorrow. And I was so big and pregnant. And, like, my baby was moving. Like, when I say my stress level was up to here. Because his sister had already told me. But when she walked in that house and she showed me, that was just like a different feeling. And also at the time, me and him are not even talking like that. I mean, he would text me every blue moon, but he would never be asking me, like, how the baby's doing, how my appointment's going. Like, I would have to tell him, like, I went to an ultrasound today. Would you like to see it? Or something like that. Like, he would never come and ask me about me and Marley. If y'all hear some heavy breathing, that is my baby. She's still a little stuffy, y'all. So that weekend, I had a trip planned to actually go out with my friends and go to the beach. I had not even been out since I was pregnant. I was stuck in the house. I had just moved to a new city. I was still in California, but it was a new city that was some hours away. So, I just had a plan to go out with my friends. But that and them being together was on my mind so bad. And they just showed me everything she was telling me was the truth. That trip was, them being together was the truth. Although I seen the pictures. Also, yes, I wanted to answer this question too. I seen the pictures of the trip, right? But he told me that the reason that they took the pictures on the trip is because the hotel made them, and the woman was, like, basically grabbing on him, forcing him to take a picture with her because it was her birthday. So I just started to realize everything that she had told me was true. Like them having sex on his birthday, the same day that we did something, them being together on the trip. And I basically was like, let me send her this proof that basically I did not know about what was going on and basically what he was telling me. So I started sending her the screenshots, the pictures, the videos, everything, just so she could see, like, baby, I was not trying to be like wrecking what you call it? Wrecking homes or home wrecking or whatever the heck it's called, but I was not trying to be that way. So at this point, me and her kind of start talking every day. Like, we kind of start talking every day, basically comparing notes on him, trying to figure out, you know, what was the truth, what was a lie. And I found out so much stuff, like way more than I could even imagine, like all the lies and the deception and him not being a single father. I also wanted to say that he would tell me, like, I'm a single father, my neighbor watches my baby, because sometimes he would come and spend a night with me, and his story would be, my neighbor is watching my baby. And I would kind of find it funny. I'm just like, why are you letting your neighbors watch your baby? Like, that was weird to me. She isn't actually a baby. She's about 10 or 11 years old, but still, it was weird to me that he would be letting his neighbors watch his baby. So in my pregnancy, I had already had like a hypertension, and you know, if you've ever been pregnant, you know what that is. I had high blood pressure and stuff like that. So I was just stressed. So I was going to the doctor, really checking on my baby, because it was like I was so stressed. I thought that, you know, I was harming her. And oh my God, y'all, this is so crazy. Nika was so sweet during this time. Like, she would be checking on me every day. She would be calling, she would be texting, like, y'all. She was, like, acting like doing what my baby daddy should have been doing, and he wasn't calling, he wasn't texting, he wasn't checking on me, or anything like that. In the next part, I'm going to get to how he found out, and how me and him even got back into contact. So let's get into part 10. And we left off with, you know, me and her talking, us coordinating, and basically like, yeah, we owe him because we owe to something. You've been lying. So yes, we at that part. And so basically he's sitting around thinking that me and her don't know nothing. So I am still cool with Gorilla at this time, even though she had been acting phony, not telling me what was up with him. I'm still cool with Gorilla. Cool. So I tell Gorilla, like, yeah, I talked to Nika. And Gorilla was basically on my side at first. I mean, Gorilla is on his phone like, yes, girl, he finna get what's coming to him. And, girl, yeah, you need to go find you a man. You need to go have sex with somebody else. Telling me to go have sex with another man, knowing that I'm pregnant with her brother baby. As y'all can see right now, me and Gorilla on the verge of falling out because she acting very phony. But nevertheless, so I tell Gorilla about the conversation that me and Nika had, thinking that she was gonna like keep it between me and her. No, Gorilla go back and tell him. The reason I feel like Gorilla even told him it to begin with, I feel like she was trying to cover her tracks because she knows she had gave me all this information, and I kept it solid with Gorilla. I never even let him know at first that Gorilla had told me all this information. So for her to go back and tell something that I told her, it was very fake to me, because I'm like, Gorilla, I thought we was keeping secrets. So I told you how me and her would always be talking. We would be talking for hours and hours. Can't even lie. We would be talking for hours and hours because basically we wanted to get down to the bottom of it. But we got caught, girl. He caught us talking. And one day we was talking for like 4 hours, y'all. He stood outside their house for 4 hours and recorded us talking and got it on record and sent it to Gorilla. So Nika basically had said that Gorilla couldn't fight, or she didn't say that she couldn't fight, but she had basically said like she had never seen her fight. All she seen her do was cry. Oh, y'all, Gorilla had took that to heart, but she didn't take it to heart on Nika. She took it to heart on me. So she was like, B word, I'm gonna beat you and Nika up, and all this other stuff, just talking crazy at the mouth. And if you know me in person, you know I don't really spitbox like that. I'm gonna say a little some, but I'm not gonna sit here and spitbox with Gorilla, knowing that we live in 2 different states. We live across the country, and Gorilla, you're not whooping me, baby. So this gets to the point where basically this is kind of where me and Tyrone starts to get back in contact. Because I told you he wasn't calling, he wasn't checking on the baby. But about some drama, Tyrone was on it. So me and him get back in contact. And this man was going off on me. I was getting texts from anonymous numbers talking about they want my baby to, they want her gone. They were going to kick me in the stomach and everything. I think I still have some of the messages. My next video is going to be about the messages and stuff like that. I'm going to show all of that. It won't be me talking. It's going to be me showing evidence. Because I'm sick of people saying I'm lying. But yes, y'all, he was trying to get his family to fight me. He wanted Gorilla to fight me. Like, he was basically, and he was also trying to get me basically to turn against Nika, telling me like Nika was saying all this stuff about me to Shayla. Be mindful, Shayla is Billy's wife. So yeah, saying that she was talking about me with Shayla, and she had used me for the information and all this other stuff. And be mindful, whether she was talking about me with Shayla or not, and whether she was using me for the information had to be out because you was lying. And he know he was lying. So, yeah, I told her. But that is when, like, he kind of just started going crazy. He would be talking bad to me all the time. Like, he had never called to check on the baby. He had never called to show up to a doctor's appointment, although most of the doctor's appointment was across the street from his house. Right across. I don't mean a 5-minute drive. I mean like a 5-minute walk. He could have walked there. Not even 5 minutes, though. But he would rather be in some mess, some female mess at this, with me, Gorilla, Shayla. Well, no, Shayla wasn't in this, I don't think. Shayla wasn't in this. So me, Gorilla, and Nika. Be mindful, they never called Nika with the drama. And from what they told me, Nika was with the shit. So they never called her with the drama. They would only call me with the drama. They know Nika way more than they know me. So they were scared to call her. They only called me. So that's when, he would be calling me and stuff. I would be trying to get answers from him. I'm like, why did you lie? Why did you have sex with her and all this other stuff? And he would just be lying. Like, he would not confess the truth to me. He just kept lying. And every time he would lie, I would go and report back to Nika and confirm that this man was lying about these events that took place. And that's when Nika started showing me that when they went to Jamaica, this man had his ring on. He had his ring on like, oh my God, y'all don't understand. When she showed me this man had his ring on in Jamaica, y'all, my heart literally had broke. Like, I could feel my heart outside of my chest. Like, I could literally feel it and see it pumping. Because I'm like, why did you have your ring on if you wasn't married? And y'all want to know what his excuse was? His excuse was that picture was took 4 years ago. Although it's in the same clothes that he sent me a picture with that he had on when he was on the trip. So I was so confused. But come back for the next part, and that part should really be the last part because that's what I'm going to kind of skip to after I had the baby and what happened with that. Okay, part 11. So this is also when I had started finding out that basically Billy wasn't Billy. I had not known that at first, but then this is when I had basically let Nika know that Billy was the one that was telling me also that y'all wasn't married. And Nika was like, Billy, that's like my brother. They cousins, but they was raised as siblings from my understanding. She like, that's like my brother. Like, nah. Billy didn't do that. And I'm like, no, I used to talk to Billy. Like, I used to be on the phone with Billy all the time. Like, yeah, me and Billy close. Yeah, so this is when me and Billy gets in contact with each other because basically through Nika. And when he get on that phone, I darn knew that wasn't him that I was talking to because Billy, the real Billy, has a very strong accent, and he draws out his words from what I've heard. And when he was on that phone, I'm like, no. This not the Billy I know. This not the Billy that was on the phone with me all the time. Like, no, this not Billy. So that's just another one of his lies that I had to uncover while being pregnant, while being alone, not around family, not around anybody. I was so alone that my higher ups let me go home to have my baby because I had nobody where I lived at. So basically, me and Gorilla, we fought out. And when I say we fought out, I mean we fought out bad. Like, we cussing each other out. Like, we is going at it because, like, Gorilla was just being fake. And to this day, I still can't stand Gorilla because she's fake. But basically, Tyrone, he would be going back and forth. Like, one day he would be saying, oh, I want to be together and all this stuff. Then the next day he would be going off on me. And he only wanted to be together so he can continue to use me for everything that I had until he couldn't no more. And that's why I say, to the young girls that he is messing with, that's coming to my page, just looking for trouble, for one, I'm going to just let y'all know I'm not the one that you want trouble with. And for two, you're going to get the same results, because for one, you cannot be with a married man and think that it's going to work. Like, it's not going to work. And even if he wasn't married, he's just in general not a good person at the moment. Not trying to say that he can't be fixed with God's, work, but he's not looking for that right now. So all I'm going to say is make sure that you keep your head on the swivel when you're around that man. So I want to go to when it was time for me to have the baby. So even before I had my baby, basically, it was time. I had to go home because I had no family. And Tyrone, he wasn't helping me or anything like that. So I had to go back home to my hometown to have my baby. So I go home and it's time for me to go in labor. I had already told Tyrone, like, okay, this is the week that I'm going to have my baby. I already knew the week that I was going to have my baby because they let me know. So when I told him, he's basically bouncing back and forth. When he was coming, he wasn't coming. And then his excuse was, oh, Nika was going to tell and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I've already talked to her and she's not even on there. Like, she doesn't even care. So basically, I have my baby and he doesn't even check on us. Like, I had to text him and be like, oh, I had the baby. Like, do you want to see her? So when I let him know, like, oh, I had the baby, do you want to see her? He was basically like, yeah. So, I had sent him some pictures and stuff like that. And he was like, she pretty, the regular, smegular, degular. But then in the hospital, he going off about me talking to Nika. And the reason I feel like he was going off is because he never wanted to get a divorce. That man planned on staying with her and basically cheating. I also let him know that I never encouraged her to get a divorce. Like, if she got a divorce from you, that's because she wanted to. Because I never encouraged her to get a divorce. I never lied to her and say, like, oh, he treated me so good and he did all this for me. No, I was blunt and honest with her. And I told him, like, you can ask her. Like, I never encouraged a divorce. And on top of me not encouraging a divorce, she's a grown woman with her own mind. So if she's divorcing you, she's probably tired of you, like I am. So after I had my baby, my mama was there the first day. I had ended up having to have a C-section because my baby heart stopped. Ugh, y'all. Hold on. Y'all had to stop because, baby, I'll get emotional about my baby. What? But yeah, her heart had stopped, and I ended up having to have a C-section, emergency C-section, and y'all, he was like not concerned at all. He was so stuck on the drama, and basically, yeah, like he was just stuck on the drama. But let me rewind a little bit. So me, him, and Nika were on three-way one day. He didn't know Nika was on three-way, but we were on three-way one day, and me and him were talking. And he was basically like, I told you how those fake numbers text me talking about they wanted to hurt my baby and stuff. They were also texting my mama, saying the same thing. So my mama started going off on the fake page and stuff like that. And then he ended up saying something that not the fake page, but the fake number had said. And I was like, ooh, Tyrone, that was you on that fake page talking about me and my baby like that. And he was like, nah, well, I'm just saying that. And my thing is, I was so glad that Nika was on that phone, because she just literally heard him say exactly what my mama had said to the fake number. So let me go back. So like I said, my mama was there the first day, but my mama also had to work. So I was there for 4 days because I had a C-section and my baby had to get like all these things done. So I was just really up there, by myself. Like my mama would bring me some food and, some people would come and check in and stuff. But I was basically by myself, which he was supposed to be there, but he just had every excuse in the book for why he wasn't there. And that part had really hurt me. Like, I understand that I had got myself into this, and I'm a mom, so you gotta be a mom now. But it was just like, you the dad too, and you didn't even show up to the birth. And even afterwards, he was like, he was sending gorilla pictures of my baby out after I had already asked him not to, and I wasn't being bitter, but Gorilla and Tyrone is heavy with the voodoo stuff. They entertain voodoo stuff, and I don't entertain crap like that. And I know that if she really wanted to hurt me, she knew to hurt me through my child. So I was assuming that, maybe she was going to do something with the pictures and take it to the voodoo people, because that's what she do. But come back for the next part, and hopefully that is the last part. Okay, I just want to take time out to answer some questions. Number one question being is, do he see my daughter? He sees a lot of pictures and videos of her. He's not seeing her at the time because, again, we don't live in the same state. And, it's not that she can't go to the state. Well, actually, no, she can't go to the state that, he lives in. So, no, she stays with me 100% of the time because, I have her best interest at heart. I am her mom, so yes, I know what's best. And I'm not being bitter, so please don't come in these comments saying I'm being bitter. It's not me being bitter. It's for the safety of my daughter. Another question I keep getting is him and Nika still married? She answered that in the comments, so I would go look back at it in the comments of some of the videos and, look at what she said, because she explains it better than I can, and she knows the situation way better than me. So please go look at the previous videos in the comments, and she will be answering questions about her. Another thing I did want to address is, I'm not really sure why these men keep coming into my inbox or whatever this is called on TikTok. I don't know if y'all trying to get a paymaster or what, but that's not me. I'm not a paymaster. This was literally a one-time thing. I'm not giving y'all nothing. I can't help y'all with nothing, so I don't understand why y'all come in my stuff. Another thing I wanted to address is, whoever showing these videos to my mama, please stop. Like, you look stupid. I'm going to find out who you are. You're going to be blocked. I'm never going to block all family. Y'all got to go, because why y'all showing videos to my mama? Y'all crazy? Another thing that y'all was concerned about was her, like, little nose sniffling or whatever. So, like I said, me and my daughter have been sick. I know you can hear it in my voice. We still a little bit sick. But, yeah, I have put some Vicks on her. I have tried to do the suction thing, but, again, I don't know how to do that. I'm still a first-time mom. And, yeah, so, no. And people asking, is me and him still together? We were never together, obviously, because he had a wife. And why would I be making this video if we still together? They don't really make no sense. That's a crazy question. If you have any more questions, you can drop them in the comments. Like, I'm fine. Like, I don't really care what questions that y'all have. Just drop them in the comments. Also, I have been reported, so TikTok is saying that I was harassing and all this stuff. I don't know if I said it already, but they was like I was harassing and bullying. So somebody has been reporting my videos, and they're saying that they won't be showing the videos on For You page anymore because somebody been reporting me for harassing and bullying. If you're the person reporting me for harassing and bullying, I am not trying to harass and bully you, baby. If I'm harassing and bullying you, that means that what I'm saying is true. What I'm saying is true, basically. So, yeah.
Welcome to the season finale. I'm back, y'all. So where I left off at is me having my baby. Let me say this first. I took some time off to really get myself together. I really didn't understand how triggering telling all this stuff would be, So I had to take some time off, get myself together. People were being negative about my story, so yeah. So I ended up having my baby. And people don't understand, it was so embarrassing having your baby by yourself. Like, you in the hospital and you seeing all these people with their kids and their, their newborn baby and their husband or their boyfriend, and, everybody in there supporting them. And it's just me and my mama. And my mama only could stay for one day because she had to work. So after I had my baby, it was honestly just straight drama. And I just want to say that my baby is of lighter complexion, but I am as well. And my daughter dad is of darker complexion. So he was just like, oh, she's light skinned and stuff. But if you see my daughter dad, they have like the same everything. Like, she looks like me, but she also looks just like him. So he was kind of just basically not really wanting to kind of take responsibility. I think just because of the embarrassment that he had went through with, his wife finding out and everything like that. So he was pretty embarrassed. So it was like this one time he had basically told me like he was coming to see her, and he basically tricked me that whole day to me. He was on the way. He got on the plane. He headed there, and radio silence. Like, I don't hear nothing back from him. Nothing. I'm sitting kissing and calling. I'm like, are you here? Have you made it? Like, I know you said you were coming to see her. Like, blowing his phone up, y'all. He never texted me back. I went to sleep and everything. Be mindful. I had my baby bags packed. He was supposed to be coming to get her. I had my baby's bags packed and everything. And I know y'all, like, after all he's done, like, you really had hope in him. Like, I really did. And that, when I say that, really had hurt my feelings so bad, because I'm like, wow, you really missed the birds, and then now it's time for you to see her, and you fake like you're coming and you don't even show up. That was crazy to me. And at this time, I'm still communicating with his wife. I'm still keeping her kind of just updated with what's going on or whatever like that. Night, it's kind of hard to explain, but we're kind of still going, exchanging things and stuff like that. So me and him ended up, after they get into a really big fight, because I'm just like, wow, you already didn't show up to the birthday, now you lie about coming to see her and watch her for me and stuff like that. And I kind of was alone during my postpartum thing. I couldn't really get nobody to watch her like that. Like, my mama was working, so I'm just sitting at home in the bed breastfeeding a baby all day long, like, just literally at home. And while I'm breastfeeding, he's just telling me how fat I am, how ugly I am, like all this crap after I just had his baby. And everybody know after you have a baby, you're already feeling a certain type of way. Like, your hormones are all over the place. You're already feeling like, dang, like I got this baby weight. Like, I had a C-section scar. Like, it was just everything. And then on top of that, while I was in labor, I don't know if I said this in the other part, but my daughter's heart had stopped. So I had to have an emergency C-section. The doctors didn't even catch my daughter's heart had stopped. So it was kind of, it was crazy. And then in the hospital, she wasn't able to eat. She was losing weight. And I was just stressed out. And I'm like, the one person that I need to be here at the moment is not here. So that was that, and it was hard to get my milk supply up. It was just everything. So what it all boiled down to is I'm still here. I'm still happy. My daughter's still happy. I'm a great mom. I take care of her. And it was his loss. And I just told him, I hope it was all worth it. All the stuff that you did, all the stuff that you're doing, I hope it was all worth it. And I just wished him the best. So this is still a current situation. I'm still going through the motions. This is still going on right now. This is not an old story. This is still going on. My daughter is only 5 months old, so it's still going on. And I also want to let the haters know and the people in my hometown know, you cannot spread my business. I am not ashamed of anything that I've been through. If y'all going around saying I got pregnant by an old man, that's not nothing. I did. It's not nothing I'm ashamed of. I did do that. We'll do it again, not by him. But age is nothing to me. So all them rumors being spread, all the stuff being talked, that's nothing to me. I want to say thank you to everybody that listened to my story and that supported my story. And I'm here to answer any questions and anything that y'all have to say. I know the story was kind of all over the place, because it was so much to the story, and it's all took place over a 2-year span, so the story was all over the place. This story was probably all over the place, but it all boils down to I had my baby by myself. He was upset, and that was that. So I'm good.